Good morning, friends. Today is Thursday, March 26, 2020. Your story on Go Formative is the same as yesterday. The question is, what happened when Wangari came back from America? And your question of the day is, what is the coolest thing you've ever made? So you can put it on Go Formative, you can message me on Talking Points or comment, or if you still have the coolest thing you ever made, you can take a picture of it and send it to me as well. We are reading Junie B. Jones' Aloha Ha, and in the last chapter we read yesterday, it was about her about to tell her friends for show and tell that she was going on a trip to Hawaii. I wonder if any of you have been to Hawaii. Let's see, chapter 2 is Paradise. The children wrote in their journals forever, it seemed. Then finally, they started to finish. And at last, it was time for show and tell. My legs sprang up and they ran me to the front of the room. Then I flinged myself in the air again and I shouted, "Vacation, vacation, I'm going on a vacation." Only too bad for me, because when I came down from my fling, I lost my balance and landed on the floor again. This time, room 1 laughed their heads off. I tapped my fingers real annoyed. "Okay, I've really got to knock off the flinging," I said to just myself. Mr. Scary quieted everyone down. "Boys and girls, the reason Junie B is so excited today is that she didn't find out about her vacation until just last week." He winked at me. "Tell everyone where you're going, Junie B." I took a big breath. Then the words came hollering out. "Hawaii, people! I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going this exact Sunday." All of the children's mouths fell open, except for not Richie Lucille's. Instead, Lucille stretched her arms in the air, and she did a giant yawn. "Hawaii, Been there, done that," she said, real bored. Then she stood up, and she twirled around, and she sat back down again. My friend named Shirley stood up, too. "Well, I've never been there," she said. "I can't believe it, Junie B. You're really going to Hawaii?" "Yes, Shirley, really," I said. "This was the biggest surprise of my career, I tell you. On account of last night, Daddy said he is going on a job interview in Hawaii, and he surprised me and Mother with 2 extra tickets." There she is with her teacher. I skipped around my teacher very joyful. "And that is not even the bestest part yet," I said, "because Daddy told me that this trip is for big people only, and so my baby brother named Ollie is not even allowed." Room 1 looked shocked at that information. "Wow," said my friend Jose, "you mean you're big people, Junie B?" I nodded my head real fast. "Oh yes, Jose, I am big people, all right," I said. "That's how come I got to read the travel booklet with Mother last night, and the travel booklet says Hawaii is a real, actual paradise." Mr. Scary grinned. "A paradise, huh? That's a great word, Junie B. Does everyone know what a paradise is?" Sheldon shot his hand in the air. I do, he shouted. "My grandpa Ned Potts has a paradise. He used to play craps at the gambling casino, but then someone squealed to Grandma, and so now he's not allowed out at night anymore." May jumped up and pointed. "Sheldon said a bad word. Sheldon said a bad word," she tattled real loud. Mr. Scary stared at her. "May, dear, I'm very sorry to ruin this special tattling moment for you," he said, but Sheldon did not say a bad word. "Craps is a dice game that's played at a gambling casino." May stood there a second. "Well, at least I gave it a shot," she said. Then she did a shrug and she sat back down. After that, Mr. Scary printed the word paradise on the board. He turned and looked at Sheldon. "And Sheldon, my friend," he said, "the word is paradise, not paradise." Sheldon did a shrug too. "I don't think Grandma really cares how you spell it," he said. "Grandpa's still not getting out at night." Mr. Scary closed his eyes a minute, and then he went to the sink and he got a drink of water. On his way back, he stopped at the world map on our bulletin board, and he showed room 1 where Hawaii was. "Boys and girls, these Pacific Islands are the main islands that make up the state of Hawaii," he told us. He got the world globe off the shelf, and he asked me to carry it around to show the children. I stopped at each desk. "Whoa," said Roger. "Hawaii looks like a bunch of little dots floating in the ocean." I nodded. "I know it, Roger," I said, "but my mother said the dots are bigger in person." Mr. Scary laughed. Oh, they're much bigger in person, Junie B, and they're not really floating, Roger, so don't worry. Our friend Junie B won't be drifting away. May did a grump noise. Ugh, she said. I ignored that situation. Instead, I put the globe back and I went to the front of the room again. I know other information about Hawaii too, I said. Mother read that there are lots of flowers and birds there. Plus also, she read that Hawaii was formed by exploding volcanoes. I thought for a second. She read a bunch of other junk too, but I finally got bored and tuned her out. Mr. Scary did a chuckle. Well, volcanoes are pretty interesting, really. When volcanoes erupt, they spew out lava, and over millions of years, lava can form land masses, he explained. As a matter of fact, there are still 2 active volcanoes in Hawaii right now. I stood there real quiet, and I let that information sink in my head. Then all of a sudden, I did a little shiver. Okay, see, I wasn't actually aware of the eruption problem, I said. May jumped up again. Well, I'm sure glad that I'm not going to Hawaii, she hollered. Who wants to get erupted on by a spewy hot volcano? Getting erupted on by a spewy hot volcano would ruin your whole vacation. Mr. Scary sucked in his cheeks. Junie B is not going to get erupted on by a spewy hot volcano, May, he said. There are no active volcanoes on the island where Junie B is going. May thought for a minute. Okay, fine, but let's just say that she did get erupted on by a spewy hot volcano. That would definitely ruin the whole vacation. True or false? Mr. Scary went to the sink again. This time, he splashed water on his face. After he dried off, he put May back in her chair. I waved my hand to talk some more. Yeah, only I didn't even tell everyone the most exciting part. Because guess how I'm getting to Hawaii, people? Guess, I said. No, wait, I'll give you a hint. After that, I straightened out my arms like wings and I zoomed around room 1. See me, people, see me? I'm flying. That's how I'm getting to Hawaii. I'm flying in a real, actual airplane. Lucille stood up and did another yawn. Airplane schmairplane, she said. Tell me something I haven't done. Mr. Scary sat down. This is going to be an amazing adventure for you, Junie B, he told me. He grinned real big. And just to be sure that you bring back lots of wonderful pictures, I brought you a little gift for your trip. There they are, with her gift. He went to the closet and took out a shopping bag. I hurried and peeked inside, and wowie, wow, there was a camera in that thing. I quick pulled it out and showed the class. Look, people, look, it's a kind of camera that you get at a drugstore, I said. I'm excellent at this equipment because I already used one on my my class field trip in kindergarten. After that, Mr. Scary reached into the bag and pulled out another gift. And take a look at this, Junie B. This is called a photo journal, he said. A photo journal is similar to the first grade journal we used in class each day, except a photo journal tells story in photographs instead of words. He opened it up for me. See inside? Each page has a place for a daily picture and a caption. A caption is another name for a picture title.